Hi everybody, Jill here. Welcome to my channel. We are going to have some fun playing with some new makeup today. I had a little too much fun yesterday actually shopping off of the Sephora website. It's scary because they deliver the same day here. So I did, and it's not often that I pull the trigger on my wish list in my cart. I did yesterday, so we're going to have some fun. I can tell you that I couldn't stand it, and I did play with all of my new stuff yesterday. However, I kind of like when I do that. I think it gives me a little time to sort of settle in with it. You know, I wore it all day yesterday, and I can give you a little more information when we use it today and talk about it. So it's okay. Before we go further, I'd love it if you subscribed, hit that bell. It'll let you know the very second I upload a new video. Comment. I would love to know you're out there. I read every single one, and give me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. I've been having a heck of a time filming this video. I'm not even going to tell you because it's embarrassing, because it's happened more than once in just this video alone. I already have applied foundation, concealer, and contour because, well, one of the things was that I did is I didn't press play. So while I had audio, I had no video. I won't tell you what happened the second time around, but this is my third time now doing this. We're going to do this, and it's going to be great. So I came at you the first time with a fresh face, just my skincare. However, I hadn't put on my sunscreen yet. That's because I'm trying something new and have been for a couple weeks, and it's the Tatcha Sunscreen. This is the Pore Perfecting Sunscreen with SPF 35. Sunscreens can be tricky because they need to play well with your makeup. They need to feel good on the skin. You know, they can't add the sort of heaviness that sometimes they can. I can't stand that. I don't want to feel anything on my skin. And I'm really loving this so far. It has a lovely sort of feel to it. It's been playing well with my makeup. It smells fresh and uplifting. So far I can say, you know, in a couple weeks that this is quite lovely. The next thing that I picked up, I don't know. I just liked the idea. It sounded really nice and lovely to me. And it's this bit of sort of an eye stick. It's super cooling. It's brightening. It has probiotics and superfoods in it. And it is just sort of an anti-fatigue eye support kind of thing. I have eye fatigue a lot because I am on my computer a lot on my laptop. So this is quite cooling. It does have sort of some brightening luminosity about it. You can use it under makeup. You can use it over your makeup. But it's made for that delicate tissue around the eyes. I don't know. I think it's a great idea. It sucked me in. And it does feel lovely. So this I did put on underneath my makeup, underneath my concealer, and then for reasons of which I will explain, I went ahead actually and used it a little bit more over the top of the concealer that I used today. It is lovely. The other thing, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to have any weird reaction to it yet, but the experience of it so far is nice. It also has this cap that, you know, once you get it down to the bottom, you put the cap on and it literally snaps in there, keeping it clean and fresh. Love that. I'll let you know down the road if that, you know, bears any more mention. But so far, I don't know. It's nice. So, foundation-wise, I did actually purchase a new Anastasia liquid foundation, the Luminous Liquid Foundation. I know I already love that foundation. It's actually one of my all-time favorites. I've used it for a couple years. I love it. I just was hoping that I could hone in a little more on the color for my skin. Wrong thing to do, trying to think I can do that online. No matter how good those pictures are and how many models they demonstrated on. I highly don't recommend you do that. I tried it with both that, and I also wanted to try, which is something I have never tried, is the Anastasia Creamy Concealer, and I missed so bad. on the colors of both of those. So that is one of the things I have to do today is I have to go to Sephora and exchange those for a different color. I wanted to use my Anastasia foundation, which is in the color W110, I believe. If that's wrong, I'll let you know. And you know, it is pretty close. It's just maybe a half shade too light. It could even be just the teensy bit more of a yellowish undertone to it, just to kind of seamlessly blend, you know, down in here. It's just a little off, and I was hoping that I could sort of dial that in a bit more. So that's on. Then I went in with the E.L.F concealer, and even when I put it on, the dots, you know, it looked like it was a pretty good match. However, when I started moving it around with my favorite concealer brush, which this is the brush that I absolutely love putting anything, whether it's the eyelid primer or the concealer. This is lovely. It's soft. It comes to a bit of a point. You can really kind of get it close under there. I'm loving this. But once I started moving that concealer around, it started not getting the right color at all. Kind of a yellowy orange color. So not great. Also, now this is of no fault of this. It's marketed as a matte concealer, and I wouldn't have got it, but it was the only one that they had. I don't even know actually if E.L.F has a more of a luminous concealer. If they do, they didn't have it in stock. And I really wanted to try an E.L.F concealer. I never have. So this is what I ended up getting. I would say the coverage is nice, definitely. This particular color for me was off, but that's no fault of E.L.F. It is matte, so that's why I went over the top with a bit of this, you know, just to give a little bit more of a finish that I do like even in my concealer. And then to contour my cheeks a bit, I went in with my favorite Patrick Ta contour palette. And I know this is sold out everywhere. The particular one I have is the lightest version of it that they make. And I know it's sold out, so I even hate even talking about it, but it is truly my favorite because this color for fair skin is so good. So hard to find that. So that's where we are right now. I've caught you up and I'm pretty sure I touched on all the points that I already had. So we can set right now if that's what we wanted to do. I am gonna not set, I'm actually gonna finish with my Laura Mercier finishing powder. This is the, gosh, I always want to call this the Transcendence Glow, and I need to come out with a product that is called that, but this is called Celestial Light, and it is quite pretty, but do not go crazy with this because you will have so much celestial light you won't know what to do with it. So I'm gonna go into this gingerly. All right, I'm gonna put it on my big powder brush, just the littlest bit, and I am going to pat this right around here. I'm not gonna put it on my nose. As a matter of fact, at the end of this look, I will probably sort of set my T-zone a bit with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish setting powder. But I love this everywhere else. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of do this. Sometimes, usually when I use this, I don't even have to use a highlighter when I'm done. It gives a very pretty luminous glow. It's tasteful unless you go crazy with it. Then it sort of crosses that line, for me anyway, in my experience, because you know how I like finishes like this. So I did cross that line and then went over that line. I think we're gonna leave the eyes for the very last this time. So I'm gonna go in with the cheeks. This is the mini, because if there's a mini available and I've never tried it, I'm gonna get that every time. And this is the Nars Mini Orgasm Blush. Very pretty. So we're gonna sort of put that in here. And I'm gonna use this brush here. This is a BK Beauty brush. It is number A507. Again, it's a slightly bit angled and as soft as can be. So let's just load this up. I'm gonna tap it down here on my little towel just once. I will probably go in again. I just am afraid to just get too much right away. So I'm going to start here at the apple of my cheek, and I am going to just take it right on down this way. Not going to want to put it up too high right there. Okay, I'm going to dab a couple more times and dab down below my towel. And again, I'm just going to kind of take it right in here. I'm also going to take it right up in this area. I did not put any bronzing or contouring up here, so I am going to take this up here. Okay, don't forget though, we do have the Laura Mercier Transcending Glow. No, Jill. So, you know, that's playing a part under this as well. Okay, let's go right to the lips because I actually am super excited about this. I have two lipsticks here that I have always wanted to try. I bit the bullet and got both of them. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Kim K.W. Always wanted this. You know how I like my nudes. And I did try this yesterday, and it reminds me so much of Tom Ford's Nude Vanille, which is wonderful because I do not think he makes that color anymore. So this is very, very close to that. If you like that color and those sorts of shades of nudes, I think you'd really like this. So this is the first one that I got. This one I've had my eye on. Gorgeous packaging. Come on. This is Charlotte Tilbury. Feels great. It's gorgeous. Something you want to have sitting out on your vanity. Truly. And this is, again, a nude, definitely more pink. It committed to more of a pinky nude here. Gorgeous. So I may be using both of them today. I don't know. This is the L'Oreal Matte Lip Liner. Been using this a lot. And the color is called Matte's It. So we are going to just use this. So I think I'm going to go in first with the Kim K.W. Got a new lip gloss from Anastasia Beverly Hills. The lightest, frostiest, peachy pink color. Very, very pretty. And enough sparkle where you can tell, but not so much that it looks like something, you know, that you shouldn't be wearing. And I love the way it looks with both of those lipsticks. So I think for now, we're going to stick with that. And then at some point, I might go ahead and run this over the top. But that's what we're working with right now. Two Makeup by Mario palettes here, and we're going to utilize both of them. So one is all about the mattes. This is just matte eyeshadows. I would love to see him come out with one that is more on the cool side. This is definitely, there's just no bones about it. This is definitely the warm, definitely warm. All the looks you're going to create more of a warm look with this. And then we have the metallics. Really nice choices here. You know, they say that you should only wear mattes, you know, when you're our age. I say to that, pish tosh to you. Will the sparkly ones and the metallics and all of that sort of put focus on the crepiness? Yes. But I am okay with that. I am not ready to tap out of having fun with those metallics. So mattes, yes, they won't draw attention so much to the crepiness. But on the other hand, I think they also can give a rather sort of flat look. And sometimes that's not youthful either. So I don't know. I always say, you know, take everything with a grain of salt. When you have YouTubers, you know, saying, if you're over 50, don't do this, or, you know, just push that aside and take in what you're going to learn from that and utilize it how you see fit. Okay, that's my rant for the day. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this one right here for my all over wash color. So everything in this palette is matte, and I do like using more of a matte finish with my wash color anyway. You don't have to use a wash color, especially if you do have a nice primer under there. You actually will get more intensity out of the color that you're going to put over the top if you have a primer and if you don't do a wash. The reason I like doing a wash is because it makes blending a little easier. I have experimented a lot with not doing it because I do use that eyelid primer, and my experience is that it depends on how good the actual eyeshadow is, how easy it is to blend, but definitely you will get more payoff regardless. This is a BK Beauty and it's A503. So this next color is kind of that color that I like to start shaping the look of my eye, honestly, at this point. So in a sense, it's sort of doing some contouring. And I use it all over, you know, kind of like up in here. I use it almost all the way up to the brow, but not quite. And it's where I sort of start sort of like shaping the eye. Do I want my eye to be more almond? Do I want more of sort of a cat eye in the corner? So this is where I start doing that. But I think I'm going to use this one here. So I'm going to go in and load this brush all the way around. I'm going to knock it off really well. I'm going to hold the brush kind of at the bottom here. Still going to have control, but if I hold it up here, I might go in a little too heavy and hard. So I like to kind of take the brush right around here. So I'm going to start right here in kind of the center. If I start down here, I might get a little too carried away with this area. And lately I've been wanting more of an open eye than more of a cat eye. So I'm just going to start kind of shaping this eye right in here, taking it right underneath the brow there, and kind of go more center and inward at this point. When I have less pigment on the brush is when I will start kind of taking it out here to the side, maybe just a little bit down. I'm going to be using a different color there, but it will warm up that color if I sort of start taking some down. That is my dog. Okay, and then I'm actually going to sort of bring this way. And the reason I do that is more to my sort of bone structure. You may not need to do this, but I'm a bit broad right through here. So I like to contour a bit. And if I'm using a color that is going to work okay doing that, it's matte, it's not this weird color, then I will ever so slightly sort of bring it down here. Very slightly, like hardly any pigment left here. And I will leave this bright with that wash color. And we're going to put something else and we're going to have fun with a couple of those metallics. All right. I'm going to use the same brush now. So we used this color just now. So now I think, because I have some orange and whatnot in this shirt, so I'm not afraid to go kind of more in that direction. So I'm actually going to take this color right here, use the same brush. Do I want to use the same brush? Yeah, we're going to use the same brush and I'm going to go into that color, load it all the way around and knock it off. And I'm going to take it a little lower now, just a little lower, more sort of in that actual crease. It's okay if you get some down in here on the lid. And I'm just going to just do that right in the center. I don't think at this time am I going to bring it down here. I'm just really kind of want to lay it right in. Just push it in your natural crease. It will naturally go where it needs to. All right. So if you still have quite a bit of pigment on here, go ahead and kind of wipe it off on that towel down there because we're going to blend a little now. And if you pick up a little more from doing this, take it down below, wipe it off a bit. Okay. Okay, nice. Now I want a bit more of a packing brush, something that will give me more control. The number, I believe, is 203. So we're going to go into something, probably the richest color of this look, I think, that we're going to use today. So I'm going to go in with this very deep, dark, chocolatey brown. I am now going to really start packing this right here at the edge of the mobile lid. Being careful not to go, you know, kind of down in this area will create a contour that we do not want there. And then we'll have to go back in with some concealer and get rid of it. So we're just going to pack this in right here. Now, what I have found with this particular color is that the payoff isn't the best. It can look uneven really pretty quickly, and it's a bit chalky. I don't know what happened to this particular color. This is my experience with it, it takes a bit to kind of even it out and get that evenness throughout where I want it and to get that intensity that I'm after. But I'm going to remedy that with something else. So I'm going to bring this up. I'm brushing down, but I'm going to bring it up a bit and bring it over here. All right. I'm going to take this brush, which has turned into more of my cheater blender brush. I'm not sure. I want to say it's 201. Whatever you see up on the screen is what it is. And again, I can hold it rather far. I can hold it down far, have a light touch, and just kind of start blending. So it's still not quite the intensity I am shooting for, but that's okay. I'm going to get the other eye caught up, and it is 204, I want to say. It's dense. The bristles are packed way down in there, gives you a lot of control, but yet it's still very, very soft. I'm going to go under that lash line with this color here. And I start with really kind of tapping, kind of moving it around. Now, don't panic at this point. It always looks really weird until you get your brows on, your mascara, if you tightline, waterline. It all comes together then. So at this point, don't panic. Sephora has, as you know, their own line. And I saw these. These are super creamy, almost chubby sticks. And they truly have an amazing payoff. I'm loving them so far. Again, I just got these yesterday and I experimented and was having a lot of fun with these because the color payoff is truly what you see here. I will be sure to put up here the color that it is. So first I want to sort of deal with the lower lash line. So we are going to waterline with this color, and we're going to lightly scrub it in under this lash line because don't go crazy. It is a lot. So let's go ahead and waterline with this. I mean, these are gorgeously creamy. Just be real light with them. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with that little brush, and I'm just going to kind of blend and kind of scrub that in. The first time I used these, I went way crazy and had a lot to deal with at this point. So this time I went in lighter, and it's going much better. Okay, we're going to go back into the palette because I'm going to grab that chocolate color here. And again, we're just dealing with that lower lash line still. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to tap it right here on the outside only. Now, if you have downturned eyes, don't do this part. Just applying intensity to the outer corner of your eye is going to really draw attention to, you know, your downturned eye. I'm going to go back in now to this color here. Again, we're playing, guys. Most of the time when I show you guys stuff, it's me having fun. You don't have to go through all of this to get a pretty look. I'm just having fun. Let's go in with more of this purpley burgundy smoky color. It looks really pretty. And I am going to take it up here, almost like a wing. Again, very creamy. I'm not going to take it too far because I'm going to want to smoke that out. So at this point, do not panic. I dot. I have to dot. I have way too much crepiness. So I kind of dot, and that's okay because we're going to go in with this amazing brush that I love. And I'm going to now really kind of blend that, soften that, move it more where I want it. And then we're going to actually go over the top of it anyway with a little bit of eyeshadow. Do you see how uneven and almost chalky that chocolate color looks? I am really perplexed how that passed, you know, the inspection quality care there. I don't know. It is, the other colors that I used are gorgeous, but man, that chocolatey one, it's very difficult to build. It disappears really quickly. It's very blotchy, hard to blend. You know, this palette was $50. I expect, I guess, I don't expect that to happen. So I'm gonna wipe this little guy off here. And you know what? I think I'm gonna have to choose a different color. So I'm gonna go in with this one, I guess. See what we get with this one. Definitely not as deep, but you know, at this point, if it gives me more payoff like the other colors, it's gonna end up being more rich anyway. 203, the packing brush. I'm going to wipe it off really well, and I'm going to go into more of that light cinnamon color. Load it up, and let's just see what happens here. And that is the thing with mattes. Oh, this is much better though. Is that a matte that's not done well can look flat, chalky, blotchy, you know? And something happened with that dark chocolate formula. I don't know. I won't be using it in that palette, which is a shame. It's a $50 palette. I should be able to have a good experience with all of the colors. So definitely got more of sort of what I was hoping for with that color. And having laid down some of that really creamy eye pencil is intensifying that particular area nicely. So now let's have some fun with these metallics. I'm going to close the lid here on the mattes. Now let's get into these because this is where we have the fun. Once again, I'm going to show you what we got here. Let's first do that. We're going to go in right here. I'm going to load this up, tap it. And because we have that point, we can really lay it exactly where we want it because I don't want any of this to get down in this area here. Lay it down, drag it. I don't want any of it to fall where I don't want it. You do have to go in a couple times. And I don't know why it worked better with the brush. I don't know. So these aren't the creamiest metallics in the world. And I don't mean literal creamy. If you've used eyeshadow enough, you know what I mean. You know, it just really just like butter. You know, it just goes on real nice. So these aren't quite the best that I've used when it comes to this kind of finish, but I'm enjoying them. And it's nice to have an entire palette full of colors that I can utilize on lots of different looks. It's like, I'm going to get my metallic palette out now, rather than I'm going to get this one from that one. This one will look good. So that's kind of what I was hoping for with this. This is my metallic palette. I can reach for this if I need something like that. Next, we are going to grab this bronzy one right here. And this is going to go more toward this area because we're gonna use a third one. Might as well have fun. So, and I'm gonna take this kind of right back in here. I don't really want to take this up in here at all. We want to keep that matte. All right, now I'm going to take that blending brush and I'm just going to kind of want to drag it over both ends just to not have so much that maybe I'll have fallout through the day. Now I'm going to go in with this pretty sort of orangey color right here. I'm going to put that right here. That's pretty. It's very subtle color-wise, but very pretty. Yeah, it just kind of brightens things up right there, isn't it? So regarding these, I think these are going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this green one, this olivey green metallic one. Oh my gosh. Probably the reason I decided to buy any of these. Also, this is gorgeous. Looking forward to that. So we are done with our Makeup by Mario palettes. I think my overall feeling, this is only my second time using it. I think they're mediocre, and that's not so great when you spend $100, 50, well, 48 at the time, again, of the recording of this video. They are pretty, they feel great, they're heavy, they're not bad, but I just don't think the quality of the formula represents the price, unfortunately. Am I sad that I got these? I don't think so. I think I'm sad that I paid, I guess, what I paid for them, but I'm glad to have them in my collection. Curled lashes, gonna use my absolute favorite find, Man Oh Man. Am I glad that I tried this? This is the Lancome Idol Mascara in black. Love, absolutely love. So gonna do this. I'm gonna put my brows on. We just do not have time to run through those in this particular video. While I do not have time to run through all of my brow routine with you guys today, there is something that I discovered that blew my mind that does have to do with my brows. So stick around because I'm definitely sharing that with you. So I have my $1 Billion Brow Taupe Brow Powder on. I have my tinted brow gel in 4.5 from Benefit. Now I have been sort of in the market for another clear brow gel because I'm completely out of the Benefit 24 hour. I went ahead and tried the NYX Control Freak, which does a fine job. However, I just am not all about sort of that big brush when I'm doing this step. And yes, I do like to finish my brows off with a clear brow gel because it sort of distributes and cleans up the look after, especially the tinted brow gel. And it locks everything in place. Plus, it even defines what I do have brow hair wise even more, which really sort of pushes more of a natural look. And that's what I'm after. Now, I know my brows look made up. I mean, yes, I have brow powder, tinted brow gel, and clear brow gel. That's because my brows have aged so much and they've gotten even more ashier, and I have pure white ones and bald spots and whatnot. So I think the brows frame your face. I think the brows are a very important piece to kind of the whole look. They definitely frame the eyes, but it's just the whole thing. So I do spend time on my brows. This blew my mind, and I'm going to tell you why. This is their clear brow gel. Again, check out this applicator. This is right up my alley, you guys. I like precision. I want to move the brow hairs I have exactly where I want them. If you're like that, you're going to love this. It's not just about this though. This formula is freaking amazing. I mean to tell you, when it's done and it locks, you're not messing with it. You're not budging it. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, so one side has the little bristles. You can literally get this locked in so precisely. It's just amazing. Because I even lately, I like to take these kind of more up and in, giving me again kind of more of that natural look. So I kind of like that to look a little bit like that. And then I like these to completely go up and out. That's it. You can actually see almost the product just kind of go. It's amazing. I've never tried brow gel like this in my life. And until you try it, you just think I'm crazy. You just probably are going, good Lord, Jill, it doesn't take much to excite you. And while that may be true, a good brow gel, I didn't know brow gel could be this good, honestly. No. This was completely one of the, I literally was in here by myself, like I am, and I was using this and just kept going, holy, what is happening? Thank you so much for hanging out with me today while I played with some of my new purchases. I had a lot of fun. I always do, but more fun knowing that you're out there with me enjoying it too. So thank you for stopping by. Let me know what you think and if you've tried any of these things yourself and what you think of them. I would love to know. All right, guys, I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye-bye.